It is not difficult to find that China has two special fighters. One is the J-16 and the other is the Boom 6. The reason why these two fighters are special is that the J-16, as a multi-purpose fighter, not only has a comprehensive combat function, but also has a larger maximum payload than that of the Boom 6 as a bomber, and the maximum payload of the former is 12 tons, which is known as the bomb truck in the air. The former can carry up to 12 tons of bombs, which is called the bomb truck in the air, while the latter is 9 tons. J-16 in the case of the maximum load is greater than the Boom 6, but cannot replace the Boom 6. The current two aircraft are China's main military aircraft, then why J-16 cannot replace the Boom 6. The main reason why the J-16 can't replace the Boom 6, even though it has a larger payload than the Boom 6, is that the payload is said to be the ultimate payload. The so-called limit load refers to the maximum load that can be loaded on whatever is available without taking into account the fighter's fuel consumption, range, wear and tear on the fighter, and reemergence rate. For example, humans have one of the highest endurance levels in the world and can run for days without sleep. Before Homo sapiens produced civilization, humans hunted in many cases by running their prey alive. There are still tribes in Africa that maintain this type of hunting, but with humans having such high endurance, do people usually see people who can't move without running for days without sleep? Humans are indeed very capable of running, but after a few days of sleepless running, it will still cause greater damage to the body and will be so tired that people want to die. The same is true for warplanes, as extreme loads will cause more damage to the airframe, and there is no need to engage in extreme loads under normal circumstances. For the J-16, which adopts external mounts, when it mounts a large number of aerial bombs, its wind resistance will become very large, which will lead to a rapid increase in fuel consumption, thus leading to a reduction in range. In contrast, the Boom 6 uses a built-in bomb bay, and there is no problem of increased drag when carrying aerial bombs. So the J-16's maximum load of 12 tons is problematic. In real combat, the load of the two fighters should be about the same, both between 3 and 6 tons. Aside from the load-bearing aspect, the Boom 6 fighter's greater bulk means it can serve as a larger missile platform. Before anti-ship ballistic missiles such as the Dongfeng 26 entered service, mounting anti-ship missiles on fighter jets was China's primary anti-ship means. Even now, this anti-ship means supports China's defense system. If you want to use fighter jets to mount anti-ship missiles, it is natural that bigger fighter jets can mount bigger anti-ship missiles. The Boom 6 has a maximum takeoff weight of more than 70 tons, while the J-16 has a maximum takeoff weight of more than 30 tons, less than half of the Boom 6. Boom 6 can hang this kind of 2.5 tons of anti-ship missiles Eagle 12, and many people also think that the larger Eagle 21 missiles in the future out of the air launch version can be on the Boom 6, compared to the J-16. Although theoretically also can hang the Eagle 12, but so hang the combat effect is not good. The J-16 under normal circumstances are hanging less than 1 tons of the weight of the Eagle 83 type anti-ship missiles. The maximum range of the Boom 6K has reached about 8,000 kilometers, compared to the J-16's maximum range of less than 4,000 kilometers without external tanks, which is only half of the Boom SIXS. So the Boom 6 is naturally better than the J-16 when it comes to its role as a bomber. Therefore, when it comes to the role of bomber, Boom 6 is naturally better than J-16. In addition, when it comes to the role as a bomber, although both fighters can mount bombs as bombers, but there is a difference between bombers and bombers. The Boom 6 is a very pure bomber. Its position is to load as many bombs as possible, and then carry out carpet bombing missions. The J-16 is essentially a fighter, and although it can also mount ground missiles or aerial bombs and perform ground strike missions, these capabilities are just one of the many capabilities of the J-16. In terms of positioning, the J-16 as a multi-purpose fighter, when it is used as a bomber, its positioning is frontline fighter bomber. The Boom 6 has no air combat capability, and because its fastest speed is less than Mach 1, it has no ability to escape from enemy planes, and its survivability is very poor. In contrast, J-16, after encountering the enemy aircraft, the aerial bombs and external fuel tanks athrow, the speed can directly soar to Mach 2 or so, can quickly get out of the battlefield. Moreover, J-16 can mount air-to-air missiles at the same time as it mounts ground bombs. Boom 6 and J-16, as the positioning of the bomber is also different. The two who cannot replace who. Speaking of bombers, many people will also be associated with the Boom 20. The new bomber has not yet been in service. The performance data are conservatively estimated to have a maximum of more than 20 tons of loaded weight, as well as more than 10,000 kilometers of range. And there is also the ability to stealth. But even if the Boom 20 service still cannot fully replace the Boom 6. The reason is that the Boom 6 cheap enough. Boom 6 cost less than 100 million US dollars compared to the maximum takeoff weight of 200 tons of heavy bomber price cannot be low. Like the United States is now in the production of the B-21 bomber, the purchase price of a single aircraft has reached more than 770 million US dollars. The US B-2 bomber, when the purchase price of a single aircraft is more than 2 billion US dollars. Even with the low-cost advantage of the industrial chain, China's Boom 20 single-engine procurement price is estimated to be at least not less than $300 million to $500 million. Compared to the price of Boom 6, Boom 20 is indeed slightly expensive. And the current Chinese Air Force does not have the need to fight overseas. China's military forces are still the main scope of activities in the Asia-Pacific region. In the Asia-Pacific region, the combat radius of the Boom 6 is already sufficient. Together with the cost advantage of the Boom 6, even if the Boom 20 has a great advantage in performance data, it cannot fully replace the Boom 6. In the future, China's bomber fleet is likely to have a 1:3 to 1:4 ratio of Boom 20 and Boom 6 bombers in service. Together with hundreds of J-16s, it will be enough to deal with all military operations in the Asia-Pacific region.